We've got the stock market with stellar last quarter, $3+ trillion. New home buying is hitting record highs. The Federal Reserve has been forced to move to let small businesses have loans. Trump's forcing a bunch of stuff right now. I don't care about Trump just as Trump. I don't know Trump. I've talked to him on the phone, had him on the show. But what matters is he's really pissing the elite off. General Electric came out and said, we're a shame if we can't stand up to Trump and how he's hurting the environment. So General Electric builds hundreds of plants in China that are totally dirty, sells electricity to them to build factories. We have clean plants. General Electric gets a waiver from Obama to have dirty plants 8 years ago, and the clean ones are shut down and they make hundreds of billions. But see, General Electric CEO, who, by the way, got it where he was tax exempt for the last 6-7 years for them, thinks you're a moron. He's got a rigged economy with communist China selling out America. And he just goes, oh, I'm liberal. He's hurting the earth, liberal. Let's have the courage to stand up against the evil man that got $3 trillion in the stock market and $300 billion in new jobs announced and hundreds of major companies to announce they're moving back here. That's why I care, because Trump is over-delivering. Oh, David Gergen, the little globalist on CNN, he's the worst president ever in the first 100 days. We weren't even 70 days in when he said it. I'm just watching with horror people that are trendies and buying to MSM, same type of folks that, buy timeshares or whatever, just like getting off on, oh, let's destroy Trump. Oh, he's a failure. Oh, he's the worst person ever. Meanwhile, The Hill reports Hillary Clinton's back. She can only go out in public about once a week, but she's declaring overthrow Trump. Isn't that cute? So we've got so much happening. This is an epic time to be alive. And Matt Drudge was paradoxical in a short interview. He's like, maybe Trump should just disappear. Or maybe he should be Trump and allow his charismatic self to go forward. And the media, it's true, they admit in the election went from almost no viewers to some, and now attacking Trump, they're actually getting somewhat of an audience again while they try to push for censorship of us. So that's the paradox. What does Trump do? I'll tell you. He stops listening to his little fake advisors and Paul Ryan that sold him out. Drudge is right about that. And he doesn't do mainstream media, but he does starve them and then 3 nights a week do an hour presentation with a big computer screen or big printouts on poster board where he goes through what he's doing and what's happening. Ross Perot did it and went from 10% of the polls to 40% was going to beat Bush in 1992 until he got death threatened and backed out. Trump, you cannot be stopped. Stop listening to your advisors other than Bannon. And you go it yourself like you did as the underdog. I love the fact he went and played golf with Rand Paul. Going to get his version now of health care, which I was told behind the scenes was the plan all along. But I agree with Drudge. We don't want to be overconfident. Trump is in crisis because the Republican establishment is against him. We can handle the outside traitors, the Democrats, and the Chinese, globalist, communist, but we cannot handle traitors from within. And Trump's big problem is that. Let's play this clip. We'll come back and play more of the big exclusive that happened on Friday with the great, the only other Patriots on Talk Radio, Michael Savage. Here it is.
No, either. Now, Melania is moving into the White House. Could this help to soften some of Trump's edges?
Will they care, though, Matt?
Nancy Reagan is billed as a secret behind Ronnie. That she soothed him. She played watchdog.
Is this a family show?
Okay.
Is that what they did with each other? She was the watchdog?
She was the watchdog.
She blocked the bushes.
I do think having Melania there and the son there. Yeah, you're right. The Rosies.
I agree. She needs to be there.
The Rachels. I dare you, Rachel Maddow. Go after the son. I dare you.
Go ahead, Matt. Give it to her.
I dare you, Rachel. But
she's the Trump card. He needs her there.
Hold on a second. I'm getting a little bit nervous about the media situation. Do you know the media was near death? The New York Times was holding on to the short hairs. Do you know Vanity Fair was going under? CNN barely had a fraction. Some of the networks had NAs. Do you know what an NA is in ratings?
No.
Not able to register.
Not available.
Trump has saved the media.
By Trump.
Look, record ratings now.
Why?
Because the opposition is consolidating. They're following every bouncing ball. People actually believe Trump is a Russian agent. But this is the drugged ones. This is the drugged ones. How do you get them off? Anyway, I don't mean to hog the airtime here. No, I'm not hogging.
You don't do radio. I love it.
Hold on a second here. Ken FTL down in Southern Florida. You're on the air with Drudge and Savage.
Savage, you're talking about what should Trump do? Do exactly what he's been doing. Run the country. It's been just over 60 days. And I'm getting a little tired of every time I listen to a station, including the conservative ones. Oh, he's in trouble. He's oh my God. What?
I like the passion at least. That's a little more, thank you. They should put him in. Put him in. Put him in.
Here's the question. Should he get harder, Matt, or should he back off and be Mr. Softy? Come on, you're the media maven. Wait. You know, the man sitting here in my broadcast chair is a personal friend of mine. We've known each other for a number of years.
The wife goes soft.
You don't know
he
two
goes hard.
people on earth who had more to do with Donald Trump getting elected.
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, I'll take response. You don't have to say that. I'll take it. You know why I backed Donald? I didn't know him at all. His message was my message. Borders, language, culture. He wanted a wall. He wanted to restore
He's a savage
faith
listener.
in America. He wanted to restore our faith in the cultural basis of this country. So I figured, let's go for it, because the opposition here is against everything I believe in.
America doesn't deserve
I
Trump.
saw that you were pretty consistently...
But I come at it from a different side. I like Donald the man even before he ran. I think he is one of the most fascinating Americans that have ever lived in the modern era.
He is Americana.
He is a throwback. You talked about an old school.
Yeah.
An old school. He's old school. Part of me is his personality is not being totally used here. The charm, the guy who ran the hotel, the guy who had a #1 TV show with The Apprentice. And don't mock me, Rachel. Come on. This is part of charisma. Charisma is needed in this job. This isn't just getting a bill through Congress. This is also charisma. So I wish they would let him return to Donald Trump, the full Donald Trump. So we're disagreeing already.
What about the tweeting every day?
I think he thinks that's fun.
What do you think?
Twitter to me, I don't do much of it.
Yeah, Trump should create his own Twitter.
The audience is that large. I think it's the junkies that are. It's feeding the junkies.
Trump should back his own Twitter.
Thing.
A White House Twitter.
Sit down and give an interview with Oprah. I would do it. I know. Okay, you're rolling your eyes. Here we go.
Say no. I was surprised.
Do you know in the 80s he did, and she melted in his presence.
Oh yeah, he dominated.
The audience of women melted in his presence. Now. Now that doesn't mean he changes his policies. That doesn't mean less taxes.
Let's play that Oprah interview tomorrow.
Seal the borders. I think he's going to lay the first brick, by the way. You watch. He's going to lay the brick. He's going to slab that cement on that brick and he's going to put it down. But why not do a little bit more to reach out to the other half? Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the Condoleezza Rice.
You have been listening to the man who I affectionately call the Hearst of our time.
We're going to come back and finish up with this and get to some other clips straight ahead. But, man, that is great radio. I wish Matt Drudge was back on air. He's way better. And he was great before than when he was doing that Saturday night show. That is some powerful radio right there. I'm Alex Jones.